These are 5 paint colors that you can use throughout your entire home, and they're all mid-tones. For all of my returning paint people, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, we discuss all things painting and decorating. We at the Paint People aim to simplify the whole process by giving you tips and tricks on how to pick the best paint colors possible, and ultimately how to use them. I talk a lot about main colors on this channel, and these are colors that can be used liberally throughout your entire home. In some cases, your main color can be the one color you use absolutely everywhere on all the walls. Today we're going to go over 5 paint colors by Benjamin Moore that are suitable main colors, and they all have one thing in common. They're midtones. This means they're not too dark, but they're also not too light either. They're just right. And to get technical, I'm sticking to an LRV range of 40 to 60. LRV refers to the light reflectance value of a certain color, which is a scale from 0 to 100. The higher the LRV number, the lighter the color will appear in person. While we could also check out colors that are under that 40 mark, for the sake of versatility and flexibility, you're more often going to be better off sticking to the lighter side of the midtone spectrum. Right off the bat, let's get one of the best ones out of the way first. For a lot of you, this is a color that you're familiar with because it has such a high degree of versatility. HC 172 Revere Pewter has been Benjamin Moore's most popular color for quite a while now. Coming in at an LRV of around 55, it's truly a tried and true neutral to the core because of its perfect blend of beige and gray, and these two components create the mega popular color category known as grayish, which is also not quite as cool as greenage, which is my favorite type of color, but I digress. Revere Pewter does have the slightest green undertone, but it's not overly noticeable in a lot of cases. It pairs really well with traditional browns and warm tones in general, but just as well with other warm grays or even cooler colors for that matter. The blend of the different colors in this particular hue allows it to go grayer in cooler lighting, but picks up the warmth in warmer lighting, so it really has a high level of versatility to it, which is why it's so popular. The next color I want to talk about is just a bit darker on the LRV scale, and it's also the color I decided to use on my kitchen cabinets recently. With an LRV just under 49, we have Stonehearth CC 490. And this is a slightly darker neutral that leans a little towards the beige side, but it also comes with a touch of red coming through a little more prominently, and that gives it a taupe feeling. And that's what really drew me to this color because it really tied in my kind of warmer, peachy laced granite countertops. Having said that, light direction and the amount of light in a space can affect this color significantly. In northern or eastern facing rooms, it may draw on the gray side a bit more, whereas the south or west facing rooms, they'll highlight the warm beige undertone even more. If you have a lot of light in your space, this is where the color really stands out because it'll accentuate the depth going on in here. I would advise you to be a bit careful if you don't have a lot of natural light or light in general, because this is on the darker side of colors, but what makes it versatile is its ability to play with all color spectrums, especially ones that are a little more muted and toned down. If you're looking to double down on that kind of reddish undertone that was found in the last color, then I would really encourage you to look at CC 394 Boulevard. This is a color that has a slight pink undertone with a dash of yellow as well, and that creates a really modest mix between the two colors. It translates to a bit of a creamy gray that is neutral enough to work alongside other neutral colors, but still has that prominent hue coming through, which allows it to keep up with those stronger pops of color should you decide to embrace some dynamic accents. Whether it's furniture or accessories that are dark, light, or even metallic, Boulevard can act as a strong backdrop for many different color hues without feeling boring, which can sometimes happen. We're now taking a step towards the cooler side of things, but not a huge step, just a little baby step. So don't be spooked if you can't stand blue on your walls. Stone Harbor can be classified as a gray, but it's definitely more of a brown gray, and this captures the warmth from brown, but predominantly leads towards the gray side of things, all things considered. This gives it a wonderful sense of balance, and it also is a fantastic medium neutral tone for a transitional style. I have definitely seen an emergence of transitional decor, and that's largely because a lot of people were incorporating gray in their color palette, but have now decided that it's time to bring back some warmth into their space, like I've been doing over here. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is incorporating wood, which would also be brown colors in general. That's exactly what Stone Harbor is, because it's that combination of gray and brown to form one super color. We also get these two hues coming together, creating a subtle violet undertone, and that will be even more prominent and apparent in cooler lighting, for example, in north-facing rooms. The last color I want to bring up is one of the newest Benjamin Moore colors available, and that's because it was released alongside the Aura Color Stories palette, which were 240 unique colors that all have a high level of color depth within them. They use multi-pigment formulas that use 5 to 7 pigments rather than the traditional 2 to 3 that you'll find in a lot of the older colors out there. Quite possibly my new favorite mid-tone neutral is a color that's called Cosmopolitan by Benjamin Moore. Not to be confused with its much cooler sibling in Metropolitan, this one has a little more of that brown grayish feel, but it's still rather understated as a color. It can really fit into so many different styles and situations, and that's really what I look for when I'm trying to find those colors that can be deemed as main color caliber in my eyes. Not necessarily going to work in all situations perfectly, especially with its LRV right around 47, but if you were specifically looking for a mid-tone color for those more well-lit areas of your home, this is one that I would keep my eye on definitely. Here's a video about our 5 warm main colors that you can use throughout your entire home, and they're definitely going to be a lot lighter than these ones. So check these out if you want some suggestions outside of the mid-tone colors we talked about today. See you later.